Alright, so last time we created some basic retaining walls here in our house. I did make a little bit of a mistake. If we can go back and correct that before we go any farther, it won't be that big of a deal. When we created this grayed out piece of retaining wall here, it's sitting on the O1 lower level, which is all good. The only thing, we didn't change the wall type. Since this is not going to be completely underground, we don't need it to be a retaining wall. We need it to be just a foundation wall. So we're going to go ahead first here at Project Browser, go back to the foundation. We're just going to click and drag a selection window to select those walls right there. Then coming over to properties, we're just going to simply choose the foundation 12-inch concrete wall. Okay, that's all it takes to change a wall. Not a big deal. We can deselect that by clicking in the white space. Come back up here to our default 3D view. Not a whole lot has changed, but this way we have everything changed properly in the properties of this. Okay, because this would be a different concrete mix from the concrete plant. Okay, so if we select each of the walls individually, you can see that they're now foundation walls instead of retaining walls. Okay, with that being done, let's get started here and move forward. We next need to create a piece of property for this to sit on. So to do that, we come back over here to Project Browser, right, and we can zoom out a little bit so we can see our entire property, which sits within these elevation markers. So when we do something that shows the property, that's called a site plan. And by default, the template put a site plan in here. So if we double click that, it'll open our site plan. Looks very similar. Zoomed in a little more. The elevation markers are a little bigger. We have this icon here out in the center to kind of denote that this is the site plan. And some of the details, if we had more details in the house, would be not present on a site plan. So once we're on that tab in Project Browser, we're going to change our tab up here at the top from Architecture. We're going to choose the Massing and Site Plan, and we're ready to create what's called a Toposurface. With that Toposurface button selected, we're going to modify our elevation over here and start out with, say, negative 0 feet 6 inches. And we're going to press enter to take that command, and we're going to add points to the left of the building. So just kind of coming down through here, after you click a third time, it'll start to add some topography. Okay, like that. Then we're going to come over here and change our elevation. You can change this many times as you'd like. Change it to negative 10 feet. We're going to come about halfway across the building and start to click a few more points here. And everybody's going to be a little different. It's not a big deal. Alright. Then what we're going to do, we're going to change it one last time to say negative 11 feet. And we're going to come out beyond the building here within our marker, pretty close to it. Okay, something like that. Doesn't really matter. And once we're done, we're going to click the green check mark up here at the top. It says finish our surface. Okay. While we're in here, we're going to go ahead and create a building pad. So up here on the Masking and Site tab again, under modeling the site, we're going to click the building pad. It is set to pick the walls, so we're simply going to come around and pick all the walls. We might have to zoom in that little piece and hit the green check mark to create our building pad. Alright, and this varies just a little bit differently than the Getting Started book that we're following, so just keep that in mind. And now we're going to click the default 3D view to take a look at this. Alright, and that looks pretty good at this point. We can use our view cube over here to look at both sides of the project. That looks pretty good. Okay, comes in right about flush here with the wall, or almost level with the top of the wall, which is perfect. Alright, so once you're done with that and you're happy with it, you can close out of this tab. If you would need to make some changes, what you do, you close out of the 3D view, you come back to your site plan view, make sure it's your own site plan and project browser. You click the edge of your topo surface you created. Then up here in the toolbar or ribbon bar, you click edit surface, and then you can mess with these points. So if I click that point there, I can mess with that elevation. Alright, if it's totally messed up, it'd probably just be easier to click the whole topo surface and delete it and try again. Once you're happy with that, I'm going to discard my changes because mine looks good, and I'm going to go ahead and save this up here on the quick access toolbar